Hey everybody, it's John Lupin, the Poetry Bandit, coming to you in my third YouTube video. And I wanted to address a couple of questions. So, number one, just wanted to say hello to all you beautiful people out there. Thanks for joining me. We're going to talk about, well, actually I'm going to answer a couple of questions that I've been asked on a regular basis on my Instagram site and on my Facebook site. And that would be, why do you write? How did you get into writing? It's kind of all the same question, and we talked about in the last video why we write as a general, but why do I write? And that story starts off very innocently. When I was younger, I wrote a lot of love songs for a lot of ladies who did not love me back. And so there's a massive book of songs here, and that's kind of how it started. Teenage love. Very common story. Everybody's writing is a little bit different, but when you're a teenager and you're in love, you're gonna write some pretty sappy stuff, and that's okay. Keep it up. So it evolved. You get older, you go to university, or you go to college, or you get a job, and you go out there and you work and you have life experiences. So that was true for me as well. I wrote a book, I wrote screenplays, I wrote short stories, I wrote papers, I wrote lots of stuff, and lots of great things happened to me along the way. Anyway, when I was 27, I was just newly married, and stress, life, babies, great things were happening, but I also started drinking a lot more, and so I stopped writing. So let that be a lesson to you new writers out there. If you really want to get into writing, maybe don't pick up the bottle. I know there's a lot of pressure out there for you to drink and take pictures of your work with whiskey and all that other kind of stuff, but give it a shot without the booze and you won't be sorry. Anyway, it's my opinion. You can take it or leave it. It's up to you. But my story sort of unfolded the way it did. Booze took me away from writing. I started drinking heavily, and for about 8 years, that was my life. I pounded back a couple bottles of wine almost every day, and near the end, before I got sober, it was really bad. And I started doing things that just wasn't me, disappearing into the city for for maybe a whole day. I'm not going to say days on end, but that's probably what would have happened if I hadn't cleaned up my act. So anyway, getting back to why I started writing, I started sharing on Instagram as a way to help me get sober. So I didn't really treat my addiction, I just started writing, and it kind of helped for a bit. I would get maybe 3 months here, 6 months there, but no real solid sobriety, and I was still very discontent inside. I was angry, I wrote angry stuff, and that's okay. It kind of helped me feed this fire and rediscover my voice, and slowly but surely I started to take that away from alcohol. But I just could never string enough sobriety along to make it count. So I wrote a book. It's called My Sober Little Moon. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and you can find me on Etsy.com. Just search for my name, The Poetry Bandit. You can buy a signed copy there as well as other poems. And so I wrote this book about my first year of sobriety, and how many times I failed. and I failed a lot, and it wasn't until I cleaned up my act and started to attend a program that my sobriety began to stick. But the book chronicles that year of struggle, and so that's how I started writing with purpose. I started writing for myself. I didn't write to get famous. I didn't ask for all the followers. People just came. Because when you have an original, or I should say not original, a lot of people go through what I've gone through, but when you have a story to tell that touches people's hearts, when you have a story that makes people think, makes them slightly uncomfortable, but at the same time, I'm not sure what the word is that I'm looking for, but if you've read my poetry, head over to my Instagram site, and I think maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's it for me today. I just want to encourage you all to write for yourselves. Write for you. If you're looking for love, stop looking. It'll find you. Love might not be looking for you right now. If you're writing, write for yourself. Don't write for other people. the people who are looking for something meaningful, people who can't rate themselves, they'll find you. And just want to encourage you to, do it for yourself, because it's the only way it's going to work for you. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, guys. Really appreciate it. Please head down to the links below. Like, subscribe, comment, throw me some thumbs up. If you want to throw me a thumb down, I can't stop you. But anyway, just want to say I love you nonetheless. Thanks, guys. Take care and have a great day or night wherever you are.